Jaguri became quite a well-known national organization and perhaps the first kind of a feminist organization. And we didn't mince our words that we are feminists, although we were getting a lot of kind of gullies and abuse, but we said we are what we are, and we are not against men, but we are against patriarchy, and men can be feminists.
Namaskar, welcome to Village Square, everybody. We are at this lovely setting right beneath the majestic Dhauladar Mountains in this beautiful campus of Jagori, the NGO, which is run by a very inspiring founder, uh, Abha Bhaiya ji. She will tell us more about her journey, about how this foundation began and the way it's moving forward. Welcome, ma'am.
मेरा सतरंगी सलाम, नमस्ते आप सबको. Just going back, I have been a feminist activist for last 50 years. I've been part of the feminist movement, the first wave. We set up Saheli in 1980. That's a feminist kind of an organization, autonomous. And then I started feeling that Saheli is only visible and has a media presence in Delhi and not in the villages. And I wanted to take feminism to the villages. I felt that's where it's needed. So we decided to start Jagori Delhi in 1984. And our concern was, how do we work with women who have no literacy skills and have been denied that right to study? So we started with music, feminist music. And we thought that will resonate with women. And we took folk songs of UP, Rajasthan, Punjab, Bihar, and we turned the words into feminist kind of messages. Kamla Sen was very well known to the feminist movement. She wrote majority of these songs, and it was easy for women to sing those songs because they knew the tunes. And through that process, sing the song and then have the discussion about gender inequality, gender discrimination, experience of violence, and also denial at so many levels that women go through. So that was our starting point. Then we did notebooks where we did a notebook on letters so that they could put their pen or pencil on those dots and write that letter. So the literacy, but with a very strong slogans along with it, you know. So that became very popular. So gradually we learned how to work with people with no literacy skill and no educational qualification. So how do we take their kind of cultural expression? Because women who have not been educated have some beautiful advantage that they use metaphors. Whenever they want to tell their story, they talk about metaphors. You ask, when was your child born? जब वो सूखा पड़ा था, when there was a drought. Yeah, and then you have to make calculations. It was really lovely. We started going to villages and we started distributing them very simple books for their daughters, for their sons, so they could be read out. So that's way the Jagori started working with nearly 100 organizations in the rural areas with literacy issues, with session on gender justice, issues of voice, decision making, all that, building their agency and saying you are not always a victim, but you can do something about changing your life. Jagori became quite a well-known national organization and perhaps the first kind of a feminist organization. And we didn't mince our words that we are feminists, although we were getting a lot of kind of gullies and abuse, but we said we are what we are, and we are not against men, but we are against patriarchy, and men can be feminist. As I was thinking, after 14, 15 years, I started getting restless that do I want to live in a city? And I realized the limits of the city because we were working in slum areas, and slum areas were being demolished and being thrown at the outskirts of Delhi. And that hurt us and the community. We had no access to them. They were thrown without any infrastructure. So it was a very difficult time, when Delhi was being beautified, beautiful Delhi, and Rajiv Gandhi gave that call. So that frustration, that feeling that I want to go and really dig my feet deep into the soil and work on the ground with women in rural areas and with farmers. And I started looking for places. And I thought another dream that I had was to set up a feminist retreat center.
Mhm.
So those two dreams were kind of parallel. So I thought, okay, if I want to set up a retreat center, it has to be very close to nature. Then I started looking at demographic kind of status, also looking at development indicators. So literacy rate was fine, but no quality education. Girls were below 70% girls were below hemoglobin level, and violence against women was there, but very hidden.
Hmm.
And then chemical agriculture. So I thought, okay, this is the area where I would like to start exploring. I came to Himachal because I had a friend. And gradually, after looking for quite a few lands, I got this land. And I came onto this land, and my feet just got kind of rooted. And I said, okay, this is it. We have tried to use a kind of a what we call vernacular architectural design. So we have used a lot of slate, bamboos, um, stones, and also mud plaster.
Plaster, yeah.
Yeah,
I saw, yeah.
you saw that. So that was very interesting. And we started in 2003 a community-based program with 25 villages with 10 girls from a very marginalized community. Our kind of message to them was that you do two education with us if you want to work with us. One is that you pick up your education where you left because of socioeconomic reasons or because of your school being very far. And also do with us a kind of parallel education to become feminist activists. So that happened very well. They started going back to school. Somebody had left at 10th, 12th. So they picked up that. And with IGNOU, they could finish their 10th, 12th, BA and MA. Majority of them have done their masters. So that was very nice, along with being active. So my idea, my critique of the feminist movement from inside was we are constantly criticizing and kind of stating our disagreement with the kind of development, kind of all this, and the high rate of violence against women. So we thought, okay, health and women are very interconnected. So I thought, is there any way we can give a model that you can live differently and challenge this mainstream development model, mainstream politics? And that's why I thought, okay, a feminist retreat should be done very differently. So we are an organic retreat. We are vegetarians. We love birds and we love trees. And I planted, with the help of all our kind of campus family, lot of fruit trees. I'm very fond of flowers, so a lot of flowers. So I did landscaping and I started actually looking at structures, how to build them to make them friendly, wheelchair friendly. People just come here whenever they feel like resting, writing, having a workshop. We get a lot of requests to run workshops here. Now we have a team of nearly 65 people or 70, depending, and we are working in 300 to 350 villages. And our objective is to create 100 young girls as peer leaders, to become the voice of the community, to actually raise issues in the family and also in the villages of any concern of injustice, concern of violence to the land, violence against girls and women, kind of plastic, no electricity in the village, for girls to feel safe, also buses. So they have become now very equipped to work with Panchayat and demand these things and get them done. So they are being trained very well. And I find this young generation is our future. हम health camps करते हैं where we give them idea about their body literacy, their different parts, how reproductive system works, and also how to say no. That's very important. And a lot of things that they never talk about, painful intercourse, for example, या breast में तकलीफ है, RTI हो गया है, They just keep quiet and keep suffering. At times also prolapse uterus. So those are the issue where we focus more because they don't go to the hospital. So they और फिर हमारा रिश्ता जो है कि हमारे साथ अगर वायलेंस होगा तो हमारा मेंटल और फिजिकल हेल्थ बिगड़ेगी given, you know. So the relationship between violence and the impact on our mental health and the bruises are not only on the body but also on the mind. So how to deal with it, how to heal them, rejoicing. Then we also do take back the night. कि दिन भी हमारा रात हमारी करके कि we don't have to be fearful of the darkness.
अंधेरे के पहले घर आ जाओ.
हाँ, राइट. तो एक बार मैं ऐसे मीटिंग में बैठी थी तो मैंने कहा कि आप एक काम करिए, माओ को बोला आप बेटों को 7 बजे के बाद बाहर मत जाने दीजिए, लड़कियां एकदम आजाद हो जाएंगी और भय मुक्त हो जाएंगी. Because
But that's what they say, that feminism is not only about women. You have to bring change in men. So
absolutely.
it's not just the woman who has to start thinking for herself, it's the man who has to start thinking for the woman. Also.
And you know, they must realize that by making them a kind of a masculine man, they're losing their humanity. You know, their touch with their emotion is disappeared. Now we find that very nice young men are coming to us and saying, "Yeah, हम जागोरी से जुड़ना चाहते हैं." So work has to be, as you just said, दोनों के साथ करना पड़ेगा. लड़कियां बहुत जल्दी बदलने को तैयार होती है कि they are gaining something. Men feel कि if they change, they are losing their masculinity, अपना सम्मान, उनकी मर्दानगी पे चोट आएगी, उनके हक चले जाएंगे, पावर चला जाएगा. ये सच नहीं है. तो मैं कई बार कहती हूँ कि सबसे अच्छा रिश्ता इंसान का किससे होता है, और सब बोलते हैं दोस्त से, सहेलियों से. तो फिर मैंने कहा पति पत्नी मत बनो, दोस्त तो बन जाओ. सो वी ऑल्सो डू सेशन विद न्यूली मैरिड कपल्स कि दोस्ती कर लो, पूछ तो लो एक दूसरे की तुम्हारे कौन सी मन की इच्छा पूरी नहीं हुई, कौन सा सपना दफन हो गया. और वो लड़कों का भी होता है कि मैं डांस सीखना चाहता था, घर वालों में नहीं.
But how did this seed come inside you, this kind of a strong urge to kind of work for women's rights? How did this begin?
पता है क्या, feminists are born, not made. बहुत जिद्दी थी,
Okay.
बोलती नहीं थी बिल्कुल.
And what was, I mean,
I come from a Marwari family.
okay.
अभी तो हम सब बड़े progressive हो गए. And my family was particularly progressive because we are all professional, all 4 brothers and sisters. But
And where was this?
Jaipur,
Okay.
Rajasthan, Vardha.
But could you see the power kind of dynamics as you were growing up? Brothers के again.
हाँ, पर हमारे इतना भाई, हम 3 बहनें और एक भाई था, और ये पता था कि भाई क्यों पैदा हुआ है ना.
सबसे छोटा था.
हाँ, सबसे छोटा, और उसके इंतजार में 3 बेटियां पैदा हुई. पर ऐसा इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग डिस्क्रिमिनेशन नहीं था. एक तो सबसे छोटा था, पर धीरे धीरे ये तो समझ में आने लगा कि बाहर के परिवारों में ये बहुत है, हमारे रिश्तेदारी में ये सब. हमें पढ़ाई से कभी नहीं रोका तो लगा नहीं. पर मैं 21 साल की उम्र में जर्मनी चली गई. बट एंड दैट वाज 1968 जब आप लोग पैदा.
That was and also that kind of opportunity wasn't available to so many of us.
Majority girls couldn't go. I got an opportunity. I got a small spot. और वहाँ जो चल रहा था, 5-6 major movements were going on. Hippies, anti-Vietnam War, students movement, feminist movement. Experience when you start conceptualizing it, it's not about you, it's not about her, it's not about me, it's about a system.
Right.
And it's very systemic issue that women are oppressed all over the world. वो जब एक पता लगता है, तो then you start kind of feeling the lives of your mother, your cousin, your sister-in-law. That's what it is all about. They have sacrificed, they have compromised. Mallika Sarabhai came for the Swara Mountain Art Festival, and she did an amazing dance performance titled Adjust. And that's what we have heard. All of us, थोड़ा बहुत adjust
करना ही पड़ता है.
करना ही पड़ेगा. So we need to challenge that. कि how do you take that step through that threshold? Adjust नहीं करना है, मिलजुल के निर्णय लेना है. So your agency, your decision-making power, you're able to say no.
Is this what feminism means to you?
For me, feminism is about all injustice. Feminism is challenging all systems of domination. क्योंकि gender doesn't work in isolation, है ना? If I am from a Dalit caste and suppose my husband is no more, so I'm a single woman. I'm Dalit, I'm landless, I'm single. All three are my powerless kind of identity. How will I negotiate power?
But this kind of work becomes more challenging in a rural area, like you said, where so many disabilities, sexual preferences, where gynecological problems are all brushed under the carpet, as you
But it's
mentioned.
true
So-
for even middle class women. You know, हमारे यहाँ डॉक्टर आई हैं पिट के, तो ये ना वायलेंस अगेंस्ट वुमेन इज यूनिवर्स, और बड़े घरों में जब होता है तो उसको छिपा दिया जाता है। हम बस्तियों में काम करते हैं, गांव में काम करते हैं, सबको पता है कि आबा पिट रही है, तो है ना। हम जाके हम लोग रात की मीटिंग करते थे, शुरू में औरतें मिलते थे तो बैठते थे तो कहते उसके घर से ना कई बार रोने की आवाज आती। सबको पता है कि वहाँ पिटाई हो रही है, आदमी शराब पी के आया नहीं भी आया। तो धीरे धीरे उन औरतों तक पहुंचना, और वो जो बारीकी है ना, मेरे को लगता है कि हर एक किसी के भी दुख के ऊपर, दुख की रगों पर उंगली रखना हमारा काम, और फिर उसको
फिर मरहम लगाना।
एग्जैक्टली देन देयर इज नो एंड, यू नो। मरहम के बाद दोस्तियां होती है, दोस्तियों
और
के
फिर
बाद
ये कि आगे ना हो दोबारा।
हाँ सुख दुख बांटना है, दैट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट आई थिंक। तो
You've come a long way. Do you see the road ahead to be as rough, or is it getting better?
it's getting better. Girls are becoming really, I think girls are doing much better today. They're getting educated, their aspiration to be on their own feet have kind of become very clear to them. They are able to negotiate, they are able to do tuition, कि आपको देने की जरूरत नहीं है, मैं कमा रही हूँ, मेरे को जाना है, मेरे को ये करना है. And they're also looking for different possibilities. So,
And like we've been discussing, what about the change in men? Is that as apparent? Is that happening?
very slow because it's a problem with the women's movement. We did not give priority to men. We should have started with them as well. But वो possible नहीं था क्योंकि हमें औरतों को एक अलग जगह चाहिए थी to become strong, to be able to kind of argue with the man or with society or with the family. We needed that space to ourselves.
But I think the society also puts a lot of onus on the woman to change things around her also. And I guess somewhere, don't you think that men have to be also like shaken up and said that this is your doing, set it right? We often think whenever like a rape case happens, which is talked about a lot, the general thing we say is, oh, mothers should raise their sons right. And I'm like, again, why should the onus be on the mother? You are again saying that because rape is happening somewhere, the mother is responsible for, not sensitizing the son enough. I was like, what is the role of the father there? Or
the thing is, how do we work this very restless group of young men who are not able to deal with their sexuality, they are not able to deal with their fathers or mothers, and they are feeling very lonely. Boys are very lonely nowadays. तो हमें तरीके बदलने पड़ेंगे. What makes sense to them? So now we do a lot of sports. So that also brings them close to each other. या उनकी फिर अच्छी दोस्तियाँ हो जाती हैं. वो फिर वापस जाती है कि मुझे ये वाला थोड़ी देर आधा घंटा प्रैक्टिस करा दे. बॉलिंग है, बैटिंग है, लाइक. तो वो एक तरीका है जिसमें लड़के लड़कियां साथ खेलें तो अच्छा रहता है, बहुत अच्छा माहौल बनता है.
so you see a bright future ahead for.
आई एम ए बॉर्न ऑप्टिमिस्ट. मैं नहीं सोचती कि इसको रुकने की जरूरत है, रुकेगा भी नहीं, ये सलाब है. लड़कियां खुद भी बदल रही हैं, और जो हमारे कांटेक्ट में आती हैं वो तो बोलती हैं कि अब हम वो करेंगे जो हमारा दिल बोलेगा.
So girls as plumbers, girls as carpenters, breaking the gender barrier every which way. Kudos to you, ma'am. And yeah, and such an inspiring work. And I think everybody should join this, even in I think the small ways that we can, in our own families, in our own surroundings, can bring change.
मुझे क्या लगता है घर डेमोक्रेटिक होने चाहिए. I will not ever be able to say that we are a democratic country so long homes are undemocratic. Homes are hierarchical. Power is playing inside. तो वो बदलना है, घरों को बदलना है, फिर तो तस्वीर बदल ही जाएगी. घर बदलेंगे तो समाज बदलेगा, समाज बदलेगा तो देश.